Hi there, this is Greg Murray. I'm chair of the Political Science Department at Augusta University. I'm here today with Dr. Will Hatcher, who is the director of the Master of Public Administration program here at Augusta University. And we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about public managers and how you get into that, and that as a career. So thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And talking about this. So first, why don't you start, Will, tell us, what is a bureaucrat?
Bureaucrat can apply to, that term can apply to a lot of public servants. Bureaucracy, bureaucrats, those are some of the most hated words in the English language, but when you get down to it, when you get past bureaucracy, people that work in the public sector, people that work for nonprofits, are people that keep our civilization functioning. They're people that really matter a lot. They're people we tend to respect and like a lot, the general public does. When you ask people on surveys, do you support your local firefighter or police officer, large majorities say yes. Those are bureaucrats. So in many ways, a bureaucrat is a person who works for bureaucracy, for government, and who serves the public.
All right. Well, I mean, I've noticed from some of our previous conversations, we've said maybe another term for bureaucrat, or more professional term, is public administrator or public manager. So how do people get into the profession of public management?
Well, many ways. There's people come into, depending on what type of work they do. So it can be at the local government level, everything from law enforcement to public planning to code enforcement. So people at the state level, it can be anything from higher education professors to people that work for the State Department of Transportation. At the federal level, there's a lot of diversity too. So people come into public service from numerous backgrounds. Our students in our public administration program come in to find us and come into public service through numerous backgrounds and undergraduate degrees also, from healthcare to economic development, to city county management, to international affairs and non-governmental organizations. It's a lot of diversity in public service and people's backgrounds.
Is there any particular educational pattern that people follow? Is there anything in particular they study or they can study? What should they look forward to?
Well, if you're interested in doing a degree in public service, if you want to work in government or nonprofit organizations as a manager, it's good to have an undergraduate degree in the area that you're interested in working in. If something health related, if you're interested in economic development, business is a good degree for that, political sciences too. But the MPA is an excellent degree if you want to go into a public agency and be able to advance your career, to move up into management positions and be a supervisor. It's a good degree that complements a lot of undergraduate majors well for a diversity of careers on the other side.
Okay, and then we'll ask the money question now. So what kind of salaries and benefits and such can somebody in public management look forward to over their career?
Well, the number one motivation is you're there for public service. So, you work for government, you work for nonprofit. The salary's not going to be as high in many positions as the private sector, but it's comfortable. You can definitely make a really good living doing it. The average salary for MPA graduates nationwide is around $68,000. Many other areas of public administration, the salaries go up a good bit. City and county administration, so if you're a city manager, county manager, many of those professionals make over $100,000, comfortably over $100,000, sometimes $120,000 to $150,000. Just depends on the size of the city, size of the county, population-wise. So there's salaries all over the place. If you go into nonprofits, you really have to have a passion, a zeal for what you're going into. But at the end of the day, public servants are motivated by many different factors, internal factors and external factors, but the money does matter, and you can earn a comfortable living with an MPA degree.
Well, now, I know we hadn't talked about talking about this, but that raises the question for me, because a lot of people think about when they get a master's. What about a master's of business administration? What, in your mind, is the difference between an MBA and an MPA?
There's a lot of difference. There's a lot of similarities. The MPA in many ways is the MBA for if you're working in government nonprofits.
That's interesting.
If you know for sure that you want to work in business and be a private sector manager, the MBA is definitely the preferred degree for that. But if you're not sure, if you want variety, if you want diversity, if you are passionate about public service, the MPA is the degree that's going to give you those options. About 20% of graduates nationwide from accredited programs like ours go to work in the private sector. So it's a degree where you're going to have the options to work in government, you're going to get the management tools to work in government and work for nonprofits, but you're also going to get the additional tools you may need in the private sector.
Gotcha. All right. Any other parting thoughts you want to share with folks about Masters of Public Administration?
Well, if you're passionate about public service and you want to make a difference, our MPA program gives you the tools to do that.
All right. Thank you, Dr.
Thanks.
Will Hatcher. Appreciate
Thanks,
you
Dr.
taking the time.